Hello, my good friends. Welcome back to the Scentaur Fragrance channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Y'all know that I review fragrances, colognes, perfumes, all things scent related, all those good things. Today, I want to introduce a brand new house to you, a brand that almost nobody knows about. I think Fragrance Journey is about the only guy in the fragrance community who knows about this house and maybe has commented on what they think about this house. So definitely a great brand and maybe a great upcoming brand. I'm not really sure. I have mixed opinions and mixed feelings about them. You'll definitely are going to hear about that. I want to do kind of first impressions on the house. I have a lot of good fragrances and a lot of other fragrances I really want to rush and get to and to review them. So I don't know if I want to review each one of these individually. Let me know in the comment section below if you want individual reviews of each one of these fragrances. Let's not waste any time. Let's jump into the house. First one is called Pierce or Piercer. This one has notes of amber, oud, green tea, and rose. If I didn't say before, if you didn't see the title, the brand is leparfummaisonderoidarius. A very long name for a fragrance house. I would recommend that they shorten that one to like Le Maison, Darius or something like that. Anyways, I have this sprayed on card. This is not a bad fragrance. It's very interesting, a little bit eccentric, a little bit unusual. It has notes of amber, oud, green tea, and rose. Of course, oud and rose being a classic DNA. This one smells a little bit more bright. I think the rose kind of dominates the oud a little bit. The amber comes through. The amber they use is kind of brighter and slightly powdery to my nose. And the green tea does come through in a good way. It's just kind of an eccentric composition. It smells a little bit floral and rosy to my nose. This doesn't smell unpleasant, but I don't think I would exactly want to smell like this by any means. I think that if you like more green fragrances, more green florals, maybe something in the world of Mugler Aura for a lady, you might enjoy this fragrance. The next one is called Honor. Honor has notes of oud, musk, patchouli, orange, and rose. I feel like this is one of the better offerings from the house. It smells a little bit more Middle Eastern, a little bit more exotic. I do like a oud rose combination with orange. I haven't come across a lot of fragrances that exactly do that, and I do think that it's a nice combination. The only other brand I came across was charging a lot of money. It was a higher quality fragrance, but they were asking a lot of money. Haven't mentioned the price yet, but I think they're charging about 50 bucks or so for 1 ounce of these fragrances. I'll talk to y'all about quality at the end of the video, what I think about the brand, if they're a good value for their money, and the performance a little bit later on. This one's not bad. I think it's a little bit more for a gentleman. I think it's a little bit more on the masculine side of things. I don't think it's a great fragrance exactly, but it's not bad. I think that it's maybe a little bit in the realm. It might remind y'all a little bit of Aqua Amara by Bulgari. Not a bad smell, but not exactly mass appealing, and not exactly a fragrance that a lot of people would like to smell like, I think. The next one is called Velour. This is probably the best of the bunch. This one is caramel, amber, and oud. It's a little bit linear. It could be a little bit more buttery and a little bit more rich. I do feel like this one does have rose in the background. I do feel like there might be a little bit of rose in there. The amber, I don't know what kind of amber that they use. Again, to me, it has almost like a cotton-like feel to it. It's a very easygoing amber. It doesn't have a lot of character for a amber exactly. As a pure gourmand kind of goes, I kind of like that in this. I don't want a lot of amber for me personally with caramel and oud. But I do feel like there needs to be a little bit more of a gourmand aspect to this. It's not exactly a gourmand. It is leaning towards that direction, but it's just not sweet, overtly sweet. It's not overtly rich. It doesn't have enough complexity to my nose, but it's not bad. It's a pretty easygoing, sweet fragrance. But, for a guy, I probably would just recommend you get Dolce & Gabbana The One. That fragrance, you can get it for 50 bucks or less for a full-size bottle, a 3.4 ounce, and you're going to smell better. And it's going to be more understandable for the average person. That's just blown me away. Not really. Is it pretty good? It's all right. The next one is Notaretta. This one is caramel, vanilla, oud, amber, and violet. To me, this one's very subtle. It smells almost nutty in a way. The caramel isn't overly sweet. The vanilla doesn't come out to my nose very much. It's more of like a overtone. It just adds a little, rounds off the edges a little bit. The vanilla is not a big player to my nose in this fragrance at all. The oud, again, is a very safe, transparent oud. All the ouds in these fragrances are very easygoing, very light and transparent, as far as oud can be. The amber is all right. The violet does make a show a little bit. To me, it smells a little bit cottony and a little bit sour. You know, it's a little bit of a different violet. I'm not sure where they get their notes or what notes they're using exactly. But it's all right. I think the fragrance smells a little bit musky overall, like a sour musk, kind of in tone, especially as it dries down on skin. I don't really recommend this fragrance for how light it is and kind of how it is a little bit of a sour musk. The next one is Fiore, or Fiori. It's musk, sandalwood, oud, ylang-ylang, honey, and lily. Guys, I do not recommend this fragrance. It smells a little bit like an odd floral, like a white and yellow floral mix. You know, I don't like lily in a fragrance usually. Ylang-ylang has to be done right. Maybe there's a little bit too much of it. Maybe it's their musk. Maybe it's the musk in their fragrances I don't like. It smells a little bit sour to my nose. I love a good sandalwood, but the sandalwood is not a focal point of this fragrance. It's not a big part of the fragrance. It's not bad, but it's not good by any means. If you're going to do a fragrance like this, it needs a lot of honey. I think the honey needs to be the focal point of the fragrance, and also maybe you could add in some grapefruit off the top. I'm going to try to talk to the perfumer and maybe see if they're open to recommendations from me and working with them to maybe make some better fragrances. I'm not trying to be too critical of this brand, but you know, y'all know that I work with indie brands and new brands coming on the scene. Y'all know that I work with these houses and showcase them, and I want to do them justice, and I want to give y'all you know, a very fair and open critique of these fragrances, because, you know, I'm not bought and paid for when somebody sends me something for free. I'm not whatsoever. Is this a great brand? Not really. So far, they still got room for improvement, but I appreciate their efforts and the work they put forward. For a gentleman out there, I would probably recommend you try out the Honor. And for kind of both unisex, you know, everybody out there, I think that Velour is probably their best of the bunch. Velour is probably the one to go to and try out. But it's not a show-stopping fragrance. It's not exactly exciting or, you know, something extra special. I still feel like there's that musky, very slightly oud that's coming through in the dry down. And it's not a pure, like a sweet fragrance. It's not as likable as it could be. So, you know, maybe get away a little bit from the oud with the velour and make something, you know, a lot more people probably would enjoy. Anyways, thank you so much to the brand for sending these my way. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching my content today, watching my my introduction of this brand. Let me know if you like new brands on the scene. Let me know if you just think there's too many fragrances out there, too many brands. Let me know if you think that there's too much going on. Let me know what fragrance houses you've been looking into. Do you like to explore new houses? Do you like to hear about new houses? Do you want me to review just designer releases? What are you into? What are you excited about? Let me know. Designer, niche, anything in between. Let me know. I'm excited to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear them. Again, this is the Scentadar Fragrance Channel. Wear what you love, rock what you got. And again, you know, y'all know how to support me down below. Anyways, I'll see you, my friends, and bye.